At 99 years old, Dick Van Dyke, the man who brought the world laughter, warmth, and unforgettable charm, has finally broken his silence on a behind-the-scenes feud that he says scarred him for years. While millions remember the Dick Van Dyke Show as pure television magic, the truth, as Van Dyke now admits, was far more complicated and deeply personal. From Mary Poppins to the Dick Van Dyke Show, Dick Van Dyke's name has long been synonymous with timeless entertainment. His quick wit, effortless charm, and magnetic presence turned him into one of Hollywood's most beloved figures. Yet, behind the picture-perfect smiles and light-hearted banter, there was tension simmering just out of the public eye. Now, nearly 6 decades later, the legendary performer is revealing the truth about the bitter conflict that haunted him during what the world believed was the happiest period of his career. The year was 1961 when the Dick Van Dyke Show first aired, instantly revolutionizing television. With clever writing, relatable humor, and a dream cast led by Van Dyke and the radiant Mary Tyler Moore, the series became a cultural landmark. It wasn't just a sitcom. It was a reflection of American family life wrapped in sophistication and wit. But while the on-screen chemistry was flawless, the reality behind the scenes was far from harmonious. Van Dyke admits that one of his most challenging relationships was with a fellow cast member, a name he still refuses to publicly reveal. He describes the dynamic as tense and awkward, a working relationship that never quite found its rhythm. On top of this, Van Dyke secretly harbored a crush on Mary Tyler Moore during the early seasons. She was brilliant, talented, and so full of life, he recalls. But both were married at the time, and he knew those feelings could never be acted upon. This unspoken attraction only added another layer of complexity to their professional interactions. Meanwhile, another co-star reportedly felt overshadowed by Van Dyke's meteoric rise to fame. The jealousy grew so intense that they refused to speak to him off-camera, a rift that lasted years. Rumors of discord occasionally leaked to the press, but the cast always presented a united front. To the public, the show was pure magic, and the bond between the characters seemed unshakable. What few knew was that Van Dyke was quietly battling his own insecurities. Despite his immense talent, he often suffered from imposter syndrome, doubting his abilities and feeling the crushing weight of carrying the show's success. This pressure sometimes made him unintentionally distant from his castmates, further straining already fragile relationships. Looking back, Van Dyke acknowledges the toll these conflicts took on him personally. Yet, remarkably, they never overshadowed his towering achievements. In fact, his honesty about these struggles only deepens the respect fans have for him. Over time, the tensions eased. Van Dyke made peace with his former co-stars, expressing regret for misunderstandings and gratitude for the unforgettable moments they shared during such a pivotal era. Today, at 99 years old, Dick Van Dyke reflects on his journey with humor, humility, and hard-earned wisdom. The feud that once loomed so large has faded into the background, overshadowed by the joy, inspiration, and lasting legacy of the Dick Van Dyke Show. His story stands as a powerful reminder that even the brightest stars face private battles, and that reconciliation is possible with time, perspective, and a generous heart. As the curtain slowly closes on one of Hollywood's greatest careers, Van Dyke remains a beacon of resilience, urging us all to embrace life's challenges with a smile and to find laughter even in the toughest moments. So, what are your favorite memories of the Dick Van Dyke Show? And were you surprised by this revelation about one of television's most beloved icons? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more untold Hollywood stories.